Last night, the A's had their first heartbreak of 2016. The otherwise solid bullpen had a setback as their rivals from Southern California pounced in the late innings and stole the victory from the green and gold in dramatic fashion. Today, the A's will look to rebound and salvage the final game of this series with the Halos. The baseball season is in its early stages, and with a competitive AL West, 2016 looks to be a fight to the finish as every game matters. Final game of the series, A's-Angels, next. Day baseball from the Coliseum. It's sunny and a bit breezy, but a pretty nice day for a ball game. Mike Trout and the Angels going for the sweep. A's want nothing to do with that as they will send the left-hander Eric Surkamp to the mound. Third and final game of the series. It's the A's and the Angels coming up on CSN California. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to some day baseball from the Coliseum here on CSN, along with Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Last night, the Angels scored 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and stunned everybody in the building. And Ray, you know, we talked about this in the pregame show with what happened last year with the A's bullpen, and then if something happens early this year with a struggle from the bullpen, the alarms go off, but I still think it's a good group that should be successful.
It's a great bullpen, Kai, but I think they're going to be outstanding all season. Last night was just a blip, and it just happened. John Axford started, did a great job, a great curveball working, also got a double play on kind of a hit and run. Reddick, an outstanding defensive play to double off the runner at first base, maybe to save a run. But you know, scouting reports are important, and that's what a lot of guys live on. And this was a great changeup to strike out Mike Trout, but the veteran Albert Pujols got a similar changeup up in the zone after seeing a lot of changeup. That was a big blow. That was a 2-run double from the big first baseman. He would be taken out, but this was really the big blow. Sean Doolittle trying to save a 1-run game. It was Soto coming up with a 2-run home run on a fastball down in the zone. To be honest, we were concerned, at least I was, about him hitting the ball to right field with Gentry at first. First and third, they had the shift on. Instead, he hits a big 2-run home run, but this is too good of a bullpen. They'll be okay.
Pitching matchup today, Eric Surkamp and Matt Shoemaker. Surkamp pitched pretty well in Seattle, and for Matt Shoemaker, he's trying to get back to that 2014 form.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think for Surkamp, he knows now he's in the rotation. At least he's going to be there, and it was kind of a shock for him maybe up in Seattle. He pitched well, ended up picking up a no decision. But for Shoemaker, as you mentioned, in 2014, he was the Angels' savior. Last year, not so good. This first start this year, really not so good. He's too good of a pitcher. He's got a great split-finger fastball.
Well, if you're the A's, you do not want to go into an off day after being swept. So they need a win today. They'll try to salvage the third and final game of this series against the Angels. So day baseball from the Coliseum. It's a nice day. It's the A's and the Angels. Will have lineups and first pitch from the Coliseum right after this.
Southern California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Beautiful day for baseball, and the A's are hoping that the gold tops today will be good luck as they try to salvage the third and final game of this series. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hour. 63 degrees. It's a little breezy, but lots of sunshine and really not a cloud in the sky. So a nice day. Let's look at the lineup this afternoon for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It starts with Yunel Escobar. He's had a pretty good series. Craig Gentry gets a start today. He'll be in left. Trout in center. Pujols will DH. Then Crone at first. Calhoun in right. Simmons is at short. Perez will catch. And Johnny Giovatella is the second baseman.
Eric Surkamp gets his second start of this 2016 season. His first start for the second start for the Athletics. Pitched well against the Mariners, but came out in the fifth inning, but no decision as he gave up a couple of runs. But he's a good left-handed pitcher. Pitched very well against the Giants here at the Coliseum in the final Saturday of the exhibition season.
So the Angels will have one left-handed hitter in their lineup. That's Cole Calhoun. As the first pitch of the game is a bit low to Yunel Escobar. Escobar 4 for 10 in the series. He has scored a couple of runs. He's got a couple of doubles, and he hits one high and deep to left center field, and it is off the very top of the wall. And Escobar has his third double of this series. He missed a home run by, well, I'm guessing here, maybe a foot. Looked like it hit right at the top of the wall.
Well, you're talking about a ball carrying. Didn't leave it up to Surkamp, and good swing by Escobar. And you know, by rights, should have been a triple. Fortunately for the A's, he thought it was a home run. It stayed in the park, so he gets just a double, but it came that close to being a home run. Got into second base.
So Expo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort, and here's Craig Gentry. Gentry to bunt, and he takes a strike. So Gentry, he will be in a platoon situation with Daniel Nava this year with the Angels. Saw Nava the first two games of the series, and now it's Gentry's turn. A couple years with the Athletics for Gentry. Another bunt attempt, and this one up and over the screen. Umpires for today: Chris Guccione will call balls and strikes. Rackley at first, Vanover at second, Marquez at third. That is Larry Vanover, the crew chief. He's in charge. Do not mess with him.
Was he confirming the count? It's 0-2. Two bunt attempts. Looks like he put up single digits. Oh, he's letting the scoreboard know. A couple of bunt attempts for Gentry to try to get the run over to third base.
Yeah, the scoreboard say 1-2.
Yeah. But it's 0-2. Yeah, he bunted twice.
Positive the first one was called a strike. Exactly. He pulled the bat back. It was called a strike.
Our guys are right over the box. It's 0-2.
Angels are 4-4. They've won 3 in a row. They will be off tomorrow, and they will continue a long road trip. They will go to Minnesota this weekend for a 3-game series, and then on to Chicago for a 4-game set. So it's a long trip, 10-game trip lasting 11 days. Reddick gets it back in quickly. A nice throw. Escobar had no intention of tagging up. Defensively for the A's today, Crisp and Burns in the lineup. They'll play left field and center field, and Reddick and right. Valencia, Simeon, Coughlin at second, Alonso at first. Both's your catcher.
Gentry upset with himself with his attempt to move the runner over, but a couple of bunt attempts and then the fly ball to right field did not accomplish what he set out to do. And you know, as we've talked, you don't get it on the first 2 strikes and go back to your normal approach, and even if it means pulling the ball. He has tremendous speed. He might be able to beat out something. if he just puts the ball on the ground.
Here's Trout. A little bit low to Trout, who is 1 for 7 in the series. That one hit a home run. His only home run so far this year. He has 140 career home runs, and he's still just 24 years old. He'll be 25 in August. He has over 100 stolen bases.
Remember, he was leading off, hitting second. Now positioned in the 3rd spot of the batting order with Pujols behind him, and Calhoun has moved down today with the left-handed starting for the A's. Trout can do so much. The power, drive in runs, score runs, speed, got the whole package.
Swing and a miss. Home run leader since 2012. And that's in all of baseball. Trout is 4th.
I just think Cruz and Chris Davis were together with the Orioles for 1 year. And all those home runs. Cruz eventually went to the Mariners.
Reddick comes in. He'll get this one. And that's the 2nd out.
Yeah, there's a case right there. You execute, get the runner at 3rd. Maybe that fly ball gets him in. So Surkamp, a good job after the leadoff double, and maybe the fact, and we'll see what Pujols does. We will talk about that in a moment. This time we'll tell you the Nissan keys to the game, and day game after night game, they're usually bad. But today, after what happened last night, probably a good idea for the A's to get the quick turnaround and come back this afternoon. And for Eric Surkamp, 5th spot in the rotation. He was granted that when Dubron had to have season-ending Tommy John surgery, and we hope he's all right. Jesse Hahn at AAA trying to get the sinker back. So Surkamp, who pitched well against the Giants, right now is in the 5th spot in the rotation and trying to solidify his position there.
Slider is inside.
You know, Cap, I was thinking if the A's can get through this inning, this is a tough batter in Pujols, Chrome behind him. But by Escobar thinking maybe he hit a home run and not getting to 3rd, where he should have been, he would have scored already. Yep. But that could be a big boost for the A's if Surkamp can't get out of this. He can get out of it and leave the runner on base.
So 2-0 now with C.J. Cron in the on-deck circle. So I think Surkamp's going to pitch very carefully to Pujols. Cron, whatever he does today, coming into this game, is struggling.
Well, Pujols is a veteran, as we saw last night. Took the changeup, drove in 2 big runs in the 8th inning, and Pujols, whenever he won the first game of the walk-off, and he said, and they walked Trout in front of him. He says, "Yeah, you don't want the best hitter to beat you." I said, "Well, you beat him, because you've got Trout and Pujols, 2 very good hitters back to back in the lineup, and now they're very wisely going to put him on." High changeup from Madsen, and Pujols was supposed to be more down. It ended up off the wall. 2 runs scored, and that was huge. That was 2 in the 8th inning with 2 outs. And because there were 2 outs, Nava was able to score from first. Nava with an infield single, or actually a ball through the infield to left field.
So 2 on, 2 out for C.J. Cron. Cron so far this year, 2 hits in 26 at-bats. He has not driven in a run. And he's 0 for his last 15. Good pitch there in the inside corner, and it's a quick 0-2.
Well, he's asking the home plate umpire, Chris Guccione, about this pitch. He pulled back and wondering it's inside. Most hitters do not like the fastball inside, and if they can convince the umpire that it's off the plate, much better for them.
That looked like, not that pitch, but the one that Cron was questioning. That looked like a good pitch.
Yes, it did.
Right on the inside corner.
You go back door, go back inside, elevate, do a lot of different things. Still control of the pitcher right now with the count.
And that hit him.
Like that.
So the bases will be loaded for Cole Calhoun.
He's happy. Big sweeping breaking ball and just could not get out of the way, and didn't really try to get out of the way. You get 0-2, 1-2, and you got a breaking ball coming at your left knee. Just plant the left foot, take it, move back a little bit, take a glancing blow. And Surkamp not happy, but he's trying to throw the breaking ball. Now he faces the left-hander, and a pretty good left-handed hitter.
So again, this is the lone left-handed hitter in this Angels lineup. Calhoun 3 for 8 in the series, and he goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Valencia looking up into the sunshine, and he's got it in foul territory. Side retired. So the Angels leave the bases loaded in the first inning, do not score. Top of the first. Hayes lineup looks like this: Burns, Crisp, Reddick, Vogt, Valencia, Coughlin, Butler, Alonso, and Simeon. Marcus Simeon last night, 2-homer game.
Matt Shoemaker, the bearded one, on the mound for Mike Scioscia. The Angels had a tough start in Anaheim, thus the 18 earned run average. Actually, the start in Texas against the Rangers, where the Angels started their season, but a good pitcher, as kind of talked about in 14, had a great season for the Angels. Last year, not so great as far as the total wins, but still a very good pitcher, and kind of came into his own in 14 at a time when the Angels badly needed a starting pitcher.
Billy Burns steps in. Matt Shoemaker kicks the first pitch. It's popped up foul, just above the far end of the A's dugout. Burns so far this year, 7 hits in 21 at-bats. He's got 7 singles, got 3 stolen bases, and has not knocked in a run just yet. So we'll see the Burns-Coco Crisp combination at the top of the A's lineup.
I think Bob Mel was comfortable leaving Marcus Simeon in the 9th spot. He did have Coco there one game when he had him back-to-back, he and Burns. But Butch Hobson of the Boston Red Sox, I think 30-plus home runs, hitting 9th. One that always stands out as a great 9th-place hitter in the American League.
On the ground to the shortstop Simmons, who throws out Burns. 1 out. Let's take a quick look at the Angels defense today. Gentry, Trout, and Calhoun. That's a very, very good outfield, folks. Escobar, Simmons, Giavotella, and Cron on the infield. Perez is your catcher. Well, that would have been a tough lineup to move up in, the Boston Red Sox lineup in the 70s.
Yeah. But I think what happens are managers, when they see the production in the lower part, let's move him up there where there's more opportunities. But some guys are comfortable hitting where they are. In the case of Hobson, he was great in the 9th spot. I guess you could say after the first time through the batting order, just another spot anyway.
I think there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Over the course of a season, you obviously will get a few more at bats if you're hitting higher up in the lineup, but I think and I've heard the research about this, that the number of at bats that you get if you're hitting in the top 3 spots in the lineup compared to the bottom 3 is not as many as you would think.
Yeah.
So Coco takes a pitch on the inside corner.
Nasty two-seam fastball coming back. Coco saw the movement and headed to the dugout. Maybe he heard Chris Guccione, or maybe he knew with the movement how much he's going to come back over the plate in the strike zone. That's such a tough pitch to hit for any hitter. A righty to a lefty, ball coming back. You flinch a little bit. At that point, you can do nothing.
First pitch to Reddick is a fastball, first strike. Reddick 8 for 29 on the season. 276 average. He's got a double and a couple of home runs. 3 hits in this series. Right on the outside corner. Shift is on. Escobar is the third baseman. He's playing a shallow shortstop spot.
He gets that same pitch, he'll shoot it to left field. He thought about it and thought it might have been off the plate a little bit.
And he chased that one in the dirt in a very good inning for Matt Shoemaker. A couple of strikeouts. So we're through 1 here at the Coliseum. No score.
With sound, presented by Ross. 15,000 fans at the Saturday, April the 30th game will receive one-of-a-kind giveaway that actually plays the A's closers walkout song. Get your tickets today at Athletics. Are we hearing it? Athletics.com/tickets or by calling 877-493-BALL. Is that it? Oh, I was going to say, that was...
Sort of in the same genre.
It sounded like it. That's why it was banging my ears. Genre.
It's a big word for me. Simmons, Perez, Giovitella here in the second inning. Surkamp 19 pitches in the first inning and was able to strand the bases loaded. Right center, and Burns in front of Reddick, 1 away.
Reddick backed off and said, "Cheers."
Yep.
Ball was slicing back to Reddick, but center fielder way over in the right field, so able to take it.
Batting in the 8th position, catcher, number 58, Carlos Perez.
So here's the catcher, Carlos Perez. Inside just a little bit.
That is a pitch, strike to Cron.
Yep.
Like a very good pitch.
So 1-1 the count. That's a good pitch there down around the knees.
It's amazing, Cap. You see pitchers in spring training. Maybe guys come to spring training, they say they don't have a chance. Things work out. You pitch well. In the case of Sir Camp, great pitch there. The fastball down and in. He pitched well enough that injury occurred, gets the spot, gets the chance to do it. And they say March and September are not important months, but we've seen a couple of A's players, Sir Camp today, of course, and Ryan Dole last year.
Coco is backing over and he makes the catch. So 2 outs.
Kendall Graveman 10 ground ball outs last night, and he backed it up from his first start when he was not that well, but double play here allowed a run to score. But after that, he settled out. He left with the lead of 4-1, giving up just the 1 run. But the breaking ball, the chase slider, good sinker down and in, everything was working well for him, and did a great job, especially inducing a lot of ground ball outs.
Giovitella shows butt, and it's called a strike. He was close to getting a win.
And I'm sure that starting pitchers will be looking, as we have said in the first week, the confidence they have turning it over to a bullpen that's been so good. Last night just unfortunately didn't work out. And you still say you can't expect to go a full season when you have perfection. I don't care where you're playing.
Straightaway defense for Giovitella and shallow in the outfield. Outfield is shifted a little bit toward right. Burns and Reddick shallow.
So you're going to accentuate the straight up instead of the shift.
Well, that's the thing. Now, no, straight up.
There it is.
Happens about 20% of the time.
If Billy could take a few steps to his right, get behind second base, it'd be really straight up.
2-2 the count. Giovitella was 0 for 4 last night. Pennington started at second base in game 1 of the series.
Didn't talk to Mike Scioscia, but if you think about Pennington playing with the A's and getting a chance to come back and play against the team that he played for, very complimentary about Clay Wood, about the infield dirt and the grass and everything, how well it played for him coming back, as he remembered it as a shortstop, part-time second baseman.
Alonso long run cannot quite get there.
A lot of foul territory again, and Alonso playing at the Coliseum for the first time, so he kind of headed one direction, then it changed directions, and then of course had to deal with the bullpen mound.
So 3-2. Surkamp a long look, and now Giovitella thinks it's too long. He'll step back.
Breaking ball.
It's ripped foul. Ron Renicky, the third base coach, former manager in Milwaukee.
Go from a manager standing in the dugout to wearing a batting helmet at third base.
Fouled again. Craig Counsell took over in Milwaukee.
Yep. Well, Ron Renicky is supposedly one of the best at just observing and whether it's a pitcher or something that somebody might be tipping. And an excellent third base coach. Actually, with Gary DiSarcina over to first base and Alfredo Griffin on the bench.
Touch high. Giovitella has a pretty good at bat.
Just a little bit too high. Chris Cuccione has called the high strike a couple of times, but that was around the letters, which is deemed too high.
So now to the top of the order in Yunel Escobar. Escobar doubled high off the wall in left center field to lead off the game, but the Angels could not get him around. He's 5 for 11 with 3 doubles in the series. Escobar last year with the Washington Nationals hit .314 with 9 home runs and 56 RBIs. That batting average was 6th best in the National League. He's a pretty good player. He has bounced around a fair amount in his career. Started with the Braves, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Wonder why that happens, where guys bounce around and play in different teams, especially guys who are talented.
Well, there's a couple of reasons for it. None that I want to reveal.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably just we'll leave it to the listening audience to determine what they think.
He's been with Atlanta, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Washington, and now the Angels.
Does it indicate?
9th year in the big
does it indicate in there that transaction with the A's momentarily and then off to? I mean, he was. I mean, it was a winter deal where the A's got Clippard because he came to the A's maybe a day,
and then was traded for Clippard.
Pitch
drive. And Escobar is going to chew on Chris Cuccione.
Well, it's the same pitch. He called the first one. He didn't complain. 3-0. And you know what? If I were Stephen Vogt, I'd go right back to the same spot. That's on the plate. And maybe move off a little bit just to see if he's going to get it. I'm going to breaking ball.
And it missed inside. So Escobar with the walk. That's 3 walks and also a hit batter for Surkamp. So he's going to get a little visit from the pitching coach, Kurt Young.
Now, Stephen Vogt caught Rich Hill. He used that slider effectively, especially 3-2. Got a lot more of the plate, but for some reason today, a couple of guys have not swung at the slider on the 3-2.
So the ratio not great for Surkamp and a lot of pitches.
Now batting, number 3, Craig Gentry.
So Gentry hits. Gentry hit a fly ball to right field in the first inning. Outside corner call to strike. So it could be that Cuccione is going to call that outside strike.
Got the nice angle, and of course to the outside part of the plate. Sometimes it's to an umpire. It's a good place to look at and to see.
Pitch number 44 coming up. And it's a strike, 0-2.
painted the outside corner, and then there's the sweeping breaking ball that caught the outside corner, crossed the plate, ended up on the inside corner.
Threw that breaking ball maybe a little harder down and in, and Gentry was able to hold up.
He started and did not go. Good block by Stephen Vogt. He was more concerned about blocking the ball and then the appeal to first base, making sure the runners did not advance.
So now Vogt and Surkamp will talk it out.
See, Vogt has the mask on. Nobody's going to read his lips through his mask, you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so the catcher's made up against. Maybe that's overdoing it.
Yeah.
Just hope his pitcher can hear him.
Double privacy. Coughlin has it, throws to first. Got him. Wow.
Well, I thought, here we go with Texas again, and Gentry against the A's with those infield hits. What a great play.
So Coughlin makes a nice play, and a couple of more runners stranded for the Angels. They've stranded 5 now in the first 2 innings. No scores. We head to the bottom of the second. Matt Shoemaker back to work for the Angels. No score, bottom of the second. Stephen Vogt hitting in the cleanup spot today. Valencia to follow, and then Coughlin. Vogt looked over to see where Escobar was. He's pulled over towards short and shallow.
Stephen worked on it during spring training. I think we're going to see a few times when he's able to get a hit or two. They keep playing the shift. And
see, I think too, Ray, interesting. Listen, we're spending a lot of time on the shift talk, but like if you look where Escobar is playing, to me, I'm not quite sure why you would play shallow. And it's not just him. We see guys do that because even though you're playing somewhat shallow, you're not going to be able to take a bunt away.
That's a good point.
You're just not going to be able to.
And your range on a ground ball is limited because you're playing.
Why not move back?
I agree.
I mean, even though he's in any kind of bunt down the third base line, it's not going to matter. But being 10, 12 feet in from where a normal shortstop spot would be, that does matter on a ground ball.
Now they're going to move more on the right side.
And he's sliding back and over.
the right side of the infield, all of a sudden everybody just started shifting even more, and now Escobar is trying to do it himself towards second base.
But you do see third basemen do that when they're the only one on that left side. They will play shallow.
That's a good point.
And really, the only way you're going to take away a possible bunt is to play on the grass. And you don't want to do that.
Maybe he's making his pitcher happy by being somewhat close, but he's still not going to handle it.
Oh.
But, you know, you wonder sometimes with guys who will try to bunt. Well, leading off an inning, it's a good time because you're trying to get an inning started.
Rolled foul. Count remains 3-2 to Vogt. Vogt 6 for 25 so far this year. He's got 1 RBI. A couple of doubles. Broken bat, just foul.
Time now for the forward right choice. Chris Coghlan, as my partner has talked about, he's all over the place. And Craig Gentry, he did this so often when he's with the Rangers against the A's, but he got a base hit. Chris Coghlan said no as he charged it nicely and able to make a quick throw underneath to the stretching Alonso at first base, getting the speedy Gentry going down the line to keep him off the bases and what would have been a loaded bases, but he got Gentry and a big out for the Athletics.
Another foul ball by Vogt, and a fan made a good effort. He ends up with the ball on the rebound. But he made a good effort. Good reaction, showed good range, but had to play it off the concrete.
So you want to give him a contract?
No. He's got to catch it in the air for any type of consideration.
Well, Stephen Vogt's making him work. Double figures in pitches seen in this at bat, fouling off tough pitches 3-2.
Got him swinging. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Shoemaker.
Well, after fouling off those pitches and then a little bit extra from Shoemaker, and I guess if there's ever a time to hold a little bit in reserve, that was it. 11 pitches, make it 12 to the one hitter, and you want to try to get him out, just go after.
So Valencia steps in. Shoemaker in 2014 was 16-4 with a 3.04 ERA, and as Ray said, he was a savior. And the Angels won the division. Last year, 7-10 with a 4.46 ERA. So he was clearly not the same guy last year. There's a shot right center field. That'll get down. Trout cuts it off. Valencia, big turn.
2014, he doesn't make that 0-2 pitch to allow a base hit to right center. And this time he just made 2 very good pitches, 2 hard sliders, and then comes one right down the middle, belt high, and Danny Valencia, good 2-strike hitting going to the opposite field. And that's basically trying to do one thing up until 2 strikes, changes everything when you get to that point. Valencia did it perfectly into right center, and Trout plays deep, and he's able to cut it off to keep Valencia at first.
So here's Chris Coghlan. Down and away. Well, there's the difference between 14 and 15 for Shoemaker. And quite frankly, Ray, with question marks in the rotation this year with the Angels, they need Shoemaker to be more like 14 than he was last year. C.J. Wilson out, Nobody really knows when he's coming back. Andrew Haney on the DL. Still waiting for Tyler Skaggs to come back from Tommy John surgery. So there's a few issues there.
Well, Jared Weaver had a neck issue, and his velocity is down, but he's a smart pitcher. You can't really discount him on that.
Now 3-0 to Coughlin. Right now the Angels rotation is Alvarez, Richards, Shoemaker, Tropiano, and Weaver. 3-0 pitch is bounced to second. Giamatelli gets the out there. Back to first. Not in time. Thought they had him. Mike Sosa's checking on it.
He's going to hold on and see, because it was bang bang, and we'll take another look at it. It was a 3-0 count, hit right into the shift, and Giamatelli to the second baseman, or the shortstop Simmons, and Simmons unloaded a bullet to first. And they're not going to take a chance, I don't think. Simmons a very strong arm, and the slide going right into the bag, bang bang. And I don't think it could be determined that he was going to be anything other than call stands. Simmons got a gun.
Yes, he does, and he was able to really square up and threw it overhand. A lot of times the shortstop will drop down a little bit, throw it sidearm. So Butler hits. 2 outs here in the second inning. It's a good look here. Yeah, he was safe.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, the first baseman ball has to go in, not just enter the glove, because it is a bigger mitt. It's got to go into the pocket.
David Rockley, the first base umpire, got that one right.
I would say a first base umpire, with all the reviews, challenges, really has to be on his toes. Not that they're not, but of all the bases, home plate, calling balls and strikes. But first base, so many, especially ground ball pitchers, pickoff attempts.
Yeah, it's the replay hotspot, if you're umpiring first. Tell you what, it's not easy. It's never been easy being an umpire, but it's even more difficult now than ever, simply because of the new rules and the interpretations. And granted, you have the replay that you can go to make sure you get it right, but still, there's initial calls that need to be made. I think it's easy to watch it on TV and think one thing, but and remember, it is happening quickly down there, and they have to make a split-second decision.
You know, the one thing also, Cap, I think, at first you say, well, they have the challenge, they have the review, whatever, but they also monitor the umpires, and they make a note if there's so many challenges. They want to keep them on their toes, and more times than not, they're going to be correct.
But the fact that there's replay, that's after the fact.
Exactly.
You still have to make the initial call, and you want to get it right.
You never want to get to the point that it becomes a robotic game. Balls and strikes, say for out at first base. Just got to have the human element in it. A couple of great managers have passed away, but I always think about in today's challenges, Billy Martin, Earl Weaver, a couple of guys that come to mind that love to go out and argue. Today,
not so
much. They had set on.
Nope, you're right.
But that was more fun than really a game. Sometimes watching the guys, the managers argue with the umpires.
Yeah, they put on a good show.
I think Lou Piniella went out to third base. He says, "I'm going to yell and you're going to throw me out." The guy said, "No, I'm not. You're going to stay in this game. If I'm here, you're here."
I think he was managing the Cubs.
Yeah, he went to third base.
He was going to stay out there until he got thrown out.
And the umpire said, "Do all you want. You're not going anywhere because I'm here and you're here."
I mean, maybe the best thing that happened, umpire player last year, was the Joe West Bumgarner stare down.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What was it? 32 seconds?
Yeah.
Joe.
When a stare down is the best confrontation, well, then you've lost the fun of the argument. And Butler takes a shade high, and it's a walk. Split apart at the seams. We're talking about the Matt Shoemaker split finger pitch. So the difference between 2014 and 2015, whiff percentage a little bit higher in 2014, no surprise there. In zone whiff percentage much higher in 2014. So what we're really saying is the splitter was a much better pitch for him 2 years ago than it was last year for probably location reasons.
He's got one heck of a beard, though, doesn't he? I think you look at that graphic, you'd say, what a beard. So much for all that other information.
So you never got down to the
I never
numbers.
got to it. I was just admiring the beard. I think of Dallas Keuchel, you know, with Keuchel's beard.
It's a good one.
Was it Ackley who was traded to the Yankees last year and he went from the Mariners? Had the beard. He shaved everything. He didn't recognize him.
Yeah, no, you did not. He
Said
had that
some
beard
new
for-
kid with the Yankees, but those are the no facial hair rules for the Yankees.
1-0 to Alonso, missed again. 2-0.
Well, you got to make him throw strikes, and he's had a difficult time with Coughlin. 4 pitches. Billy Butler 3-1. The first 2 now to Alonso. This is where you just set your eyes on one location. If you get the pitch, let it go.
Pickoff, pretty well executed. You see Simmons playing right behind second base, and then he darted in right at the last second.
This is a pitcher saying, I got to figure out a way to get out of this inning. I'm having a tough time throwing strikes. I'm going to try to pick off at first. I'll try to pick off at second. And if you get the bases loaded, he tries to pick off a runner at third. Then we'll know he's desperate.
Alonso on 2-0, swings at a changeup, and a good 2-0 pitch from Matt Shoemaker.
That's why you look at a certain zone and it's not there, and it turned out to be a breaking pitch, but he committed right there to swing at the pitch and ended up out of the strike zone and off speed to boot.
Hit well to left field. Gentry hustling back. Gentry makes the catch right on the warning track side. Retired. A's strand a pair. We're headed to the third inning. No score. A's and Angels. A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for details. Plenty of sunshine today. Cool and comfortable. Trout, Pujols, and Cron. How about that? A baby inside your baseball glove. That baby has not been around a long time because it's fitting in the glove. Wow. Trout slices one down the right field line, but foul.
That sun is hot down there too.
Yeah.
Beating down on anybody. It's amazing in the sun versus the shade, just at day games, the difference it makes.
Huge. Trout hit a fly ball to right field in the first inning. Right on the outside corner. 2-2.
The best pitch for Surkamp today has been the fastball outside corner to right-handers. Sweeping breaking ball inside, not so much. There it is again. Almost hit another.
Trout has 17 career home runs against the Athletics, and 12 of them have gone left center to right center. 5 straight pull, none to right field. This one hit to right field. Reddick's not going to get it. Play it on a hop. So Trout goes the other way for a hit down the right field line.
Fastball away. They stayed out there, and instead of taking a pitch that might have been off the plate, it was up a little bit, enabling Trout to take it to the right side. Too close to take it, especially if the umpire is giving the outside corner.
So here is Albert Pujols. Back to back, Trout and Pujols. Last year, Trout hit 41 home runs. Pujols hit 40.
Pick your poison.
Yep.
It's a hard part of the lineup, and when Calhoun is facing a right-hander, you got the 3, 4, 5.
Trout runs. Vogt's throw is not in time. Good jump by Mike Trout. So he was watching Surkamp closely. Trout has not stolen nearly as many bases last couple years as he did his first couple, but he can.
Boy, had a big lead in first move, took off, head down. Pujols taken all the way. Stephen Vogt had no chance. Tried to hurry, quick footwork, which he used up in Seattle, but that was all Mike Trout. He definitely has the speed to get that kind of a jump. You can't throw him out.
1-1 to Pujols. In the air, headed to the Angels bullpen. Again, Alonso gets his wind sprints in, but cannot quite come up with it. 2 years ago, the Angels won the division. They won 98 games in 2014. And remember, they were a very good offense. They scored the most runs in the major leagues 2 years ago. But last year, the offense was an issue. They were 12th in the American League in total runs scored, and it was got the 2 big guys in the middle. Calhoun had a good year, but there just was not a lot going on around those 3 guys. 1-2 pitch, and that's a strikeout for Surkamp, his first in the game, and it's a big one.
Like Albert trying to shoot the ball to the right side, the fly ball down foul. He was attempting, even this one, he tried to delay his swing a little bit to go to the opposite field. Think about King Albert. He doesn't need to try to go right field. He can hit home runs and not be so concerned about moving, but he's a team player, and I think he was just trying to move Trout to third base.
So here's Cron.
just got a piece of it.
So when it was all said and done last year, the Angels finished 85-77. Not a bad year. Third place. They were one game behind the Astros for the second wild card team. So they went from 98 wins to 85 wins. They were fine up until August, and they had a terrible month of August. They lost 19 games in August, and they came back, had a decent month of September, but they could not get back. So August is what really hurt them last year.
Yeah, two teams, Rangers and the Astros, both playing well.
Yep.
And once you get that late in the season, the numbers catch up.
They lost 5.5 games in the standings in the month of August alone, and that was it. Well, foul. One bounce and then back onto the field. 1-2 the count to Crone with Calhoun the on deck hitter. Surkamp, long look, and again hit high and foul. Remember yesterday, Ray, I talked about the Angels going to see the Warriors practice. I saw a video of Trout dunking a basketball and really dunking it with ease. So we're talking, how tall is Mike Trout? I mean, has he made it look pretty easy? One of the media guides says 6'2". Pickoff, and Trout just gets back. Very close play. Trout got his hand stepped down.
So you can say he's got some vertical leap, huh?
Yes, he does.
Looks like he's thinking about stealing third, and Coghlan put his right foot down and tried to get the foot in front of the bag. He did, but I think the combination of jamming his hand into the bag and then Coghlan stepping on it. You get guys diving back head first. You're going to have veteran infielders that know that, and might have been
close
out.
play.
His hand might have been up. Fingers might have been up.
Reddick drifts back. Burns comes over. It'll be Reddick. Trout's thinking about tagging. He'll bluff and stay there.
Okay, if you're talking about Trout and his vertical leap, I saw a video of him working out in the offseason.
What was he doing?
Like 10-pound dumbbells in a huge, like a farm tractor tire, one of those huge monster tires.
Flipping the tires.
And he was rolling the tires, pushing and rolling. So those legs were getting a lot of work. So
kind of old school workout.
Yeah, I mean, all those. I mean, it wasn't just a couple. It's like 10 dumbbells, 100 pounds, if not more, inside the tire. And as he pushed it, it rolled the weights over. And and then I think Brett Laurie did one where he did a vertical jump and stepped up on top of it seemed like a 6-foot stand.
Like Cespedes did in his training video.
His training video, exactly. But it's not bad that you can take a couple of weeks off the offseason and then hit the workout, and they've got personal trainers that help them. Matter of fact, the guy who was training Trout, he'd have other people come in and said, that's a special person.
Yeah.
Don't try to match what he's doing. Let's just go another route.
Yeah, his workout's going to be different than yours.
Exactly.
1-0 to Calhoun. Spins Calhoun back out of the way.
The Rams going back down to Southern California. They may be contacting Trout.
Yeah.
He looks like a linebacker.
He would be just fine out there. Be a little safer on the baseball field.
Yeah, exactly.
63 pitches for Surkamp.
You got a lot of middle relievers in the A's bullpen starting to think about the pitch count too.
Well, Shoemaker's had a fair amount of pitches as well. Not as many as Surkamp.
Got to High strike call from Chris Guccione on the 2-0. And if Calhoun had hit it, it'd probably gone straight up.
Vogt digs it out, and now 3-1. One of those starts where you're Surkamp, you just got to keep grinding. Line drive, and that's a base hit to left center field. Trout will score easily. So Calhoun got in a 3-1 count. Didn't try to do too much. It just lined it toward left center. So a nice job of hitting for Cole Calhoun. Calhoun gets his second RBI of the year.
Well, they were playing him to pull, and
Now batting.
you know, this first at bat when he flied out with the bases loaded, popped up foul to Valencia, had that similar type swing, and I think against the lefty, he's changing his approach to maybe think more to the opposite field, and I think hitters who don't face a lot of lefties might be able to do that a little bit more consistently.
There's Andrelton Simmons. Fly ball to center field in the second for Simmons. He's 2 for 9 in the series. Simmons hitting in the 7th spot today. That stolen base by Trout earlier in this inning, just the second steal of the year by the Angels.
And Albert Pujols can say for the 2016 season he got the first try.
One and one the count to Simmons. Angels have grabbed an early 1-0 lead here in the third. That's right, it's just the top of the third already. Swing and a miss. So Surkamp ahead in the count. And Surkamp started up in Seattle where he went 4 1/3. He threw 81 pitches. Swung at a ball, grounded to the right side. Coghlan has it, and that will do it. But the Angels get a run on 2 hits. Also a big stolen base by Trout. 1-0 Angels after 2.5. A's Insider Podcast is live on CSNCalifornia.com. Each week, our A's Insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. The A's Insider Podcast with Super Joe Stiglitz on CSNCalifornia.com, also available on iTunes. 1-0 Angels, bottom of the third. Simeon, Burns, and Crisp. Big night last night for Marcus Simeon, the 2 home runs. Second time in his career that he has had a 2-homer game. May of last year in Seattle. That's when he did it the first time. Playable into foul territory is Cron, fighting it, and he missed it.
That's a catchable ball. You can look at the sun all you want, but he did not get under the ball and let it drift a little bit on it. But he's under it, and it started to drift, and.
Okay, so Ray, we've seen that play, and we've seen the last couple nights Alonso run down and have the ball kind of fall to his left. Does that mean the ball is coming back a little bit toward the field? I know it does
on the left side, right,
but
more so from the left side than the right side. But I think the wind's taking a little bit too. It's a little breezy on the field. Mike Aldretti.
Attaboy, Mike. Attaboy, Aldo.
You know,
that's good play. That's the best play we've seen today, right?
I was wondering if there was going to be some interference called on the pick and a charge.
That's good baseball right there. That's good fundamental first base coaching. Giavotella comes in. Simeon was reaching for it.
Well, Hector Santiago got the breaking ball on a 2-2 before he could get it in his hands, got it up on the staircase, and then Santiago again, this time a heater. Crushed it to left center. He knew that one was gone. Sounded great off the bat of Marcus Simeon. So nighttime, you think of the 2 by Simeon and Soto. Balls aren't supposed to be traveling that well at nighttime, but those were hit hard. Right, 13, half his home runs have come with 2 strikes. That's pretty impressive.
Trout tracks down the line drive by Burns. Billy goes after the first pitch, hit it hard. Trout was shaded just a little bit toward left center field, and he made the play. 2 away. And here's Coco Crisp.
Left fielder, number 4, Coco.
There's your breeze. You see those flags?
Yeah.
In the outfield. Few quarters. Of course, it always blows a different direction. It's a pretty brisk wind. Swirls a little bit inside.
Cron missed it, and Coco is safe. Tough inning for C.J. Cron.
Well, the old saying goes, you catch it before you try to go to the bag. It looked like he tried to backhand with 1 step towards first base, and routine play. He's got his pitcher covering. Square it up and take the ball in front of you, then feed it to the pitcher, which he did. And Coco beat it out, but tried to backhand when he had plenty of time to get his body in front of it, field it, and then flip it.
So that's an error on Cron. Second error in this series for the Angels. Their 7th error of the season. We're talking about the wind ray. There's some type of wrapper or something behind Craig Gentry in left field, but it just blew from Trout to Gentry. So that could tell you a little bit the way the wind's blowing.
Nothing better than a blade of grass to throw up in the air and just kind of check it out.
Don't know what happened at home plate.
Practice swing.
Oh, man.
Perez looking over the dugout to get a sign with the runner at first. So all the more the reason why you wear a helmet, mask, and see he's looking at the dugout and just flipped it right underneath. Actually got him the side of the face as well. Yeah, because he had turned, they unfortunately hit him in the side.
So 1-0 to Reddick. Coco with a lean, but not running. And now it's 2-0.
Have any place to go?
Nope. Right where we need to be.
Yeah.
Coco runs, pitches a ball, throw to second base is late, and Coco has another stolen base.
Had a good pitch to run on the changeup, and Perez, a very strong arm, but he had to catch it before he threw it. So the 300th in Seattle, and it's his third of the season. Got a great jump, and this is a good idea with 2 outs. Take advantage of a mistake by the Angels, and look at Giovatello putting the knee, or Simmons that is putting the knee down on the bag, and guys sliding head first. You run into a knee, it's a pretty hard thing to run into. Coughlin had the green light 3-0. See what Red does.
And he does have the green light, and he lines one right at Calhoun. Side retired, so tough break for Josh Reddick. Hit it right on the nose. 3 innings in the books from the Coliseum. 1-0 Angels.
This Saturday, when the A's take on the world champion Royals, 15,000 fans will receive a Stephen Vogt 1981 replica jersey presented at Cache Creek Casino Resort. Throwback to the Billy Boy era, jersey features Oakland on the front, Vogt on the back, while paying homage to one of the greatest periods in franchise history. Visit athletics.com/tickets today. Paying homage to Billy Martin kicking dirt on umpires when he went out. I mean, that was, well, it wasn't something for young kids to follow, but it was fun to watch him get it.
Well, the A's were fun to watch.
They were.
For a short period of time under Billy.
Some of the best commercials.
Well, it was the years for Billy Martin. It was really the Shooty Babbitt era in Oakland, I think, if you really break it down and look at the record books. People like to call it Billy Ball.
Shooty ball?
Shooty Ball. Valencia charges. Good throw on the run, and Perez is out.
I like that.
Shooty Ball. Play hard.
Now Valencia very, very good at charging, and this time with Perez maybe not as fast as some of the guys he's had to throw out. Got Trout last night, and Valencia picking it at third and able to get enough on to throw when he charges the ball.
So one out here in the fourth, and Giamatella steps in. Day game up in Seattle, and the Rangers and the Mariners are tied 1-1. Rangers going for the sweep. A.J. Griffin making his second start for Texas. He won his first start. Juan Walker pitching for Seattle. Mariners have lost 5 in a row, all 5 at home. Their first 5 home games this year. So that's got to be a little frustrating for them. The A's not a whole lot better. The A's are 1-5 at home.
Doesn't get any easier over the weekend with the world champion Royals coming in.
Reddick's there. So 2 away. The Mariners will be off tomorrow, and then they will head out on the road. A 9-game trip. They will go New York, Cleveland, and Anaheim. So Seattle will be gone for a while. Rangers head home for 7. They got the Orioles and the Astros.
Chris Davis going back to his stomping grounds in Arlington, Texas. Much different hitter in Baltimore than he was in Arlington with the Rangers.
There's a shot right to Burns. So Escobar had a good rip at it. That lines out. And Surkamp has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Vote to lead it off. 1-0 Angels.
MLB.com at bat. Stay up to the moment, any moment with game day, live game, video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet. Do it on both of them, and you'll enjoy it.
First pitch to Stephen Vogt is on the outside corner for a strike. Vogt struck out in the second inning. He's 1 for 5 in the series.
You know, we've talked about the A's offense struggling maybe a little bit. I think it's great that Bob Nelson's been giving the hitters green light 3-0. Reddick finished that last inning smoking one to right field.
Trout closing speed, and he makes the catch.
Speed. He broke back on the ball because Vogt had a big swing, and his speed, you don't even see him in your screen, but all of a sudden here he comes, and if you're Simmons, you better get out of the way. He does quickly with the train coming in quickly from center field.
Remember a couple years ago when Trout started the season in left field?
That's right.
And he did not look comfortable in left field. He's terrific in center. It was Borges, right? Was that
Peter
the
Borges,
reason why? Peter Borges was in center, and Borges, very good outfielder. Trout just did not look right out there. Valencia singled in the second inning. He's with a couple runners on in that second, but could not get anybody home. Breaking ball, close. Valencia takes it, and the count is 3-1. Valencia is now 4 for 9 in the series. So a one-out base runner here in the bottom of the fourth. Second walk for Shoemaker. And now Coughlin will hit.
Now batting second baseman, number 3, Chris.
I would say it's a pretty good chance it's going to be another bullpen game. I think we probably said that every game, but number of pitches thrown by both pitchers so far.
Well, there's a bullpen game, and then there's an early bullpen game. I think the A's are going to have an early bullpen game. Coughlin hits it high and foul. So 0-1 the count. Coughlin reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. So 1-1 to Coughlin with Butler in the on-deck circle. Strike outside corner. That pitch has been called today, whether it be to a left-handed hitter or a right-handed hitter.
Sometimes the umpire would just go to one side. Right-handers today with Surkamp pitching. Right-handers, the Angels have been having the pitch called, but you're right. And Shoemaker seems to have the ability to add a little bit extra when he needs it.
Comes inside this time, so interesting. Got a call on the outside corner, then comes back in, and now you wonder, will he just go right back outside? That's a pretty good pitch. It's a ball, but a good pitch.
Cutting action on it.
See where Perez sets up.
Change up right in the middle of the plate or a split. Yep.
And a good one. Coughlin strikes out. 4 strikeouts for Shoemaker. So 2 outs here in the fourth.
That's a good call, because if a pitcher has a good split, your catcher does not do anything except set up in the middle of the plate. Just let the movement take it, in this case away from the left-hander. But if you go to the corner and that's where the eyesight for the pitcher starts, then the ball is going to be completely out of the strike zone.
So Butler will step in. Butler walked in the second inning. So Butler getting a start against a right-handed pitcher. never easy for a manager to fill out your lineup because, I mean, you really want to give each one of your guys a chance to get going.
Yeah.
And it's been a little bit of a slow start for Butler. Marcana has not played a lot so far. Marcana has just 12 at bats. But when it's all said and done, he'll get his share of at bats. Short lead by Valencia. Off-speed pitch for a strike.
In today's world, you have 5 starters, 7 relievers. That's 12. Breaking ball, those slider. And you have 9 players in the lineup. You got 4 extra guys that are trying to keep the 13 position players. Everybody sharp. Sometimes it's hard to do at the beginning of the season. Cooler weather coming out of spring training.
Calhoun waits. Side retired. Valencia walked. He is stranded. On to the 5th. Angels 1 and the A's nothing. Folks, and Sportsnet Central will be there. Know It All with Sportsnet Central this evening. Starts at 5:30, a special 1-hour edition, and you can see it on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area and Oracle Arena, the place to be tonight. Of complete Warriors coverage for their quest for 73 wins and the NBA record. Lonzo cannot quite get it, so Monty Poole will have the pregame and postgame reaction. It is quite a spectacle tonight right next door.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay. Nobody's talked about who they're playing, just talking about how Warriors are trying to win it.
They have absolutely no chance of losing tonight, the Warriors. It's not even. Simeon, backhanded short hop, throws in time. So Gentry, the speedy one, but could not quite beat it out. So that'll bring up Trout. So good luck to the Warriors tonight in their quest for the record. And then they will get ready for the playoffs, which will start for the Warriors either Saturday or Sunday. And they will play either Utah or Houston. That will all be determined after the games tonight. So today we're Josh Reddick is going to be courtside tonight. He got tickets. But in fairness to Josh, you don't want to think he's just got him now because of the record. No, he bought the tickets back in January when he looked at the schedule and said, hey, we got a day game. Warriors play at night. So why not just walk next door after our game? Just so happens he's got a chance to see history. So Josh Reddick will be there tonight.
And if you think what Josh can do, he can stay in the A's clubhouse. Sure. And Brian Davis, Steve Vucinich, be a nice meal. Or he can go over to the Warriors and have Eric Hausen prepare an even better meal.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got some great stuff on that side.
It'll be a good night.
So he's
for Josh Reddick.
He's all set. Play a day game in Coliseum. Have a nice meal. Walk over, watch the Warriors courtside.
Steph Curry taken in the game before he'll head next door, get his ankles taped. Trout with a shot toward left center. Coco's over there. Trout's going to try for two. The throw is late, and Trout never hesitated. As soon as bat made contact with ball, he was thinking about a double.
And he's low to the ground when he runs too. And we've watched Billy Burns slide, and when he kind of leaves his feet to slide, if you watch Trout all the way into second base, he hits the ball that Coco actually cuts off. But at left center, and Coco did not have a particularly strong arm, and Trout, I mean, that's a slide. That's a head first slide. But you're right. He was thinking two all the way. He stumbles a little bit around first base, but head down and running, that's sprinter technique.
Here's Pujols.
Cross up.
Yeah, it was a cross up. Vogt has to scramble after the ball, and Trout goes to third. So bad time to have a cross up.
Well, Stephen Vogt is not looking for this pitch, and it's surprising that he just tried to turn his glove, and unfortunately it kicked too far away, allowing Trout to get to third. And the real unfortunate thing is get a pass ball. See? Is it a wild pitch? That's a surprise.
So 1-0 to Pujols, who has walked and struck out. Infield in. Popped up. Shallow right. Reddick hustling in. Still coming in, and he makes the catch. He's going to end up on the pitcher's mound.
Or at courtside.
What am I doing here? So the infield was playing in, so Coughlin and Alonso.
Yeah, they're on the.
I don't know if they would have got to it.
I think you're right, and Reddick had to expect the power of Pujols and a sprint, get out of the way, part the C's and let him run. Do not think about going after it and cause a collision, because if Josh Reddick had any hesitancy at all, he would not have gotten to the ball. So a great play by the A's right fielder. And that's a big out for Surkamp.
Now he's got one more big out to get. It's C.J. Cron, who has been hit by a pitch and hit a fly ball to right field. So 88 pitches for Surkamp. Could be his last inning of work. We'll see. That one hit high and foul. .27 in the second, 24 in the third. Pitches for Surkamp. Cron just got that one pitch to hit per at bat, and he fouled it back. Generally what happens when you're struggling. Cron is 2 for 27. count remains 1-2. It's been a battle all day for Surkamp. He did have a 3-up, 3-down inning in the fourth where he threw just 8 pitches, but the other innings really had to work. Angels stranded 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the third, and they got a runner at third here in the fifth. So Dahl will start to loosen up in the bullpen.
A lot of 3-2 counts today for Surkamp, and that's the pitch count, mid-90s. If this is going to be the last hitter, make it a good one and leave Trout at third base.
And Crone is able to hold up, and it's a walk. So that is walk number 4 for Surkamp. He has struck out just 1.
The A's can only hope that Calhoun hits the ball in the air, it's catchable, or pulls the ball on the ground. Because it's going to be lefty on lefty, and probably the last batter because Simmons right-handed for Dahl getting loose. But you just have to wonder Calhoun's thinking, how many lefties, what his thinking is whenever he does face a lefty. And he's a different hitter. We've seen the righties that he's faced and how aggressive he is swinging the bat.
Almost like he takes his little swing out against left-handed.
But against lefties, he's not as aggressive. And that's the scary part with the whole left side of the infield open. And there you have it. Hit a ball to left center in his last at bat, which was a 2-out base hit.
First pitch is outside, 1-0. Well, you would think if he gets pitches away, he's going to try to flip it into left field and pick up an RBI.
We saw him Monday night, first swing, we said that's him. And he swings hard. That's against right-handers.
This one is looped into left center field for a hit. Trout scores, and Calhoun has done it again. He's got a pair of 2-out RBI hits in this game, and it's 2-0. Well, he did not hit that one hard. Kind of inside out at it. So Calhoun's RBI hit is going to be the end of the outing for Eric Surkamp after 96 pitches and 4 2/3 innings. So Dahl coming in when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
Tomorrow, the Sharks travel to Staples Center to take on the LA Kings in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Game 1 coverage begins at 7 p.m. with Sharks pregame live. The home of the authentic Sharks fan is CSN California. So Sharks underway tomorrow. Warriors over the weekend. Here at the Coliseum, the Kansas City Royals will be in town for a 3-game series. CSN's Authentic Fan Friday. Also Jackie Robinson Day on Friday.
All the number 42s with no names. It's a challenge. Rondell trying to get the A's back in the dugout with 2 on and 2 out.
1-1 to Andrelton Simmons.
If you look back to last night in the 9th inning, Sean Doolittle walked prone before Soto's home run.
Yep.
Today, guess who he walked before Calhoun? And that was Surkamp walking Crone again this afternoon, and fastballs left outside, both cases last night and this afternoon.
Little pop-up right side. Coughlin grabs it. So Simmons is out, but a run on a couple of hits and a walk for the Angels. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Angels now lead 2-0.
Black Bear Diner at the A's first Little League Day on Sunday, April the 17th. That's this Sunday. 15,000 fans will receive a pair of striped socks made famous by A's ace Sonny Gray. Get more information and purchase tickets today at athletics.com/promotions or by calling 877-493-BALL. So the striped socks giveaway with Sonny Gray on the mound.
Busy weekend.
I think he's pitching on Sunday. I think I saw that. Chris Medlin, Sonny Gray.
All right.
Sunday for now. Chris Bassett, Chris Young on Saturday, and Friday night will be Rich Hill, Edison Volquez.
Well, if Sonny's pitching Sunday, then he'll pitch in Toronto over the weekend. Yeah. So that'll be a fun challenge. Trout on the move, and he caught it. Wow.
Well, carried quite well to left center off the bat of Alonso, but man, Trout with the ball slicing away from him, still able to get to it. I think Trout's showing off today. He's showing his speed. Hit the home run last night, or night before, and then definitely showing his speed today on the bases and in the outfield. Gentry's got tremendous speed in left field. He peeled away.
And as you sit up here and you watch, you almost know he's going to catch her. So 1 out, and here's Simeon. A's have just 1 hit in the game. That was Valencia's 1-out single in the second inning.
Not surprising that all fielders move out of the way.
Get out of his running.
He may be 6'2", but what about 240?
Yeah. Two and 0 to Marcus Simeon, who popped out in the third. Two walks and 4 strikeouts for Matt Shoemaker. He's at 70 pitches through 4 1/3. Fastball in at the knees, so it's 3-1. Rangers and Mariners still tied 1-1. That game now in the 5th inning. And a curveball, and they say strike. Interesting to check out this replay.
Check Simeon's bat. He usually keeps the bat back at an angle, but it went too far, and that's why he got caught. As the bat head from our angle there, looked like he kept it back, but different at first base for the first base umpire.
And a payoff pitch misses, and Simeon ends up getting the walk. So third walk now for Shoemaker, and we go to the top of the order, Billy Burns.
Now batting center fielder, number 1, Billy Burns.
Burns has grounded out and lined out. He's 2 for 5 in this series. Escobar in a couple steps on the grass at third. A little flare. Gentry is there in foul territory, 2 outs. The A's in this series, 2.5 games now, have scored just a total of 5 runs and have a total of 18 hits.
Yeah.
So the offense has not been able to get going.
Now batting left fielder.
This is a perfect day to have an offensive day because it's a beautiful day. Got the big heads out in left field ready to start the race at the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, they're ready. Talking it over. What's it like to be a Hall of Famer? Who looks better?
Who's a mullion? Boy, I cannot be happy, but you know, it's all right. I can deal with it.
Simeon had plenty of time to get back. The throw was a little wide. Umpire was there. Mike Eldretti needs to get in the way a little bit more, like he did earlier.
You know, this unless I'm just surprised that might have hit Rackley if it gotten past him, but you're taking just a chance because any ball gets away, you put a runner in scoring position. Now it takes maybe 2 hits to score him from first base. So while it's great to show that you can throw, well, why take the chance of making a bad one?
The old risk reward.
Exactly, and
the risk is much higher than the reward.
yeah.
Giovitella grabs it, side retired. So another decent inning for Matt Shoemaker. He's been good through 5. 6th inning coming up, 2-0 Angels. 2-0 Angels lead the A's. We have reached the 6th inning. So Ryan Dull, who came in to get the final out in the 5th, strand a couple of runners after the Angels scored a run. He'll face Perez, Giovitella, and Escobar. To the screen, and it's 1-1. Minnesota Twins will play tonight. They will try to get their first win. They are 0-7. They'll host the White Sox. Looked up the Twins numbers after a week and a half. Try to figure out what's wrong. They're not scoring runs. Ray, they've scored 13 runs in 7 games this year. That's it.
So offense around the league, not that great.
It is down. Well, you look at some team batting averages. Granted, we know it's only 7, 8, 9 games, but not good. So Perez strikes out, 1 away here in the 6th. It's the 10th season of the CSN All-Star Teacher Program. Recognizing teachers that make a difference. Visit csncalifornia.com and vote. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school. Johnny Giovitella steps in. In the air toward Burns, who goes back, and he's got it. 2 away. And here's Yunel Escobar.
Now batting, number 6, Yunel Escobar.
So we'll wait on Escobar till he gets in there.
Pace of game.
You see the average time of game after 1 week.
How much higher?
Up.
Well, they picked up 6 minutes last year, but
Well, they lost him in the first week.
yeah.
79 games in the first week of the season, averaged 3 hours and 4 minutes.
Really?
Last year, after 1 week, 2 hours and 56 minutes. So from 1 week last year, 1 week this year into the season, 8 minutes longer this year.
Well, I can think of 2 games that ended on the controversial play at second base, the double play, which those 2 games alone probably increased the time.
And those numbers are based just on the 9-inning games.
Okay.
They do not calculate an extra inning game, which makes sense. And again, it's only 1 week, so
But challenges,
can't really tell
right?
much.
Challenges are part of the game. I mean, they
Yeah.
report from the press box how long it takes.
Yeah.
There is a challenge.
I'm sure that those numbers will swing back toward the games being a little shorter.
But when the offense picks up, it makes them longer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's been a slow start offensively all around baseball, which I guess is probably not that unusual. Escobar has doubled, he has walked, and he has lined to center. He's had a good series. Grounds this one to Coughlin. Side retired. So Ryan Dull has retired all 4 hitters that he has faced. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It'll be Reddick, Vogt, and Valencia. 2-0 Angels. Oakland Coliseum. It was a 2-1 victory over the Milwaukee Brewers. The A's used gold-colored bases. Good idea? No, says Major League Baseball. The color innovation was quickly banned by MLB's Rules Committee.
Probably too slippery.
Charlie was testing him early, right?
Oh, he used orange baseballs in spring training. And still have the white shoes.
Yeah, the gold bait, that was not gonna stick. One and one to Reddick, who has struck out and lined out. Charlie Finley was not afraid to try things.
And Major League Baseball and certain commissioners were very quickly telling them, no, you're not going to work it.
Yeah. They probably weren't real fans of Charlie Finley anyway.
Commissioner Bowie Kuhn, he and Charlie weren't the best of friends, at least outwardly. Maybe behind closed doors they were great, but
maybe.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. You would know a whole lot better than most of us, but I mean, there seems like genuine dislike there between Charlie Finley and Bowie Kuhn.
Well, yeah.
For a number of different reasons.
Right. Well, one for disallowing the movement of three very important players to other teams. Raleigh, Joe Rudy, and Invita sitting in the bullpen in Arlington, Texas, and it was announced on their Diamond Vision that Charlie had sold those players to Red Sox, Yankees.
A strange time.
Yeah. See, Charlie knew free agency was coming. He knew he was going to lose those players, and so might as well trade them and get something for them. Still won, though.
That's right.
Actually, 5 consecutive division championships.
Reddick on 3-2 hits one high and foul past the bullpen.
Reddick went from a 3-0 count. His last at bat lined a sharp line drive, unfortunately right to Calhoun to right field. This time it's 3-2, and just the difference in the way Shoemaker is approaching his at bat as far as the location of the pitch, staying away from it.
In the air, right at Gentry. And Gentry takes care of it for the first out. So Reddick now 0 for 3, and he's still with just one hit.
Now batting the catcher, number 21.
So Vogt steps in,
Simeon.
strikeout, and a fly ball to center field for Vogt. He's got 3 hits in his career against Shoemaker. 2 of them are home runs. Curve on the first pitch is low. Robinson Cano just homered for Seattle to give the Mariners a 2-1 lead after 5. Home run number 5 for Cano.
And all of them have come against the Rangers.
That's right. Good call.
As the A's are in Seattle, and Robinson Cano did not do as much as he had against the Rangers.
No, he had a fairly quiet series against the A's.
Stephen Vogt, certain pitchers. This is in Anaheim, and Shoemaker knew it. You could tell by the look on his face that the ball was going to leave the yard. And Coliseum, a breaking ball down the right field line. Did it again.
And this time he flies out to left field. So
show the home runs.
A pair of flyouts to left here in the 6th inning.
Now batting third baseman, number 26, Danny Valencia.
Shoemaker's retired 7 out of 8, 7 out of the last 8.
Just pitchers know what hitters do. Hitters know how pitchers pitch them, and that ball was up and just kind of a slicing fly ball to left field.
Valencia goes after the first pitch toward the bullpen. first basemen that come in here, they're probably sick of that foul territory after 3 games. Especially daytime, because the sun becomes a little bit of a factor.
Right. Well, last night Santiago in his 7 2/3 had 11 ground ball outs. This afternoon 10 fly ball outs with 2 outs in the 6th inning for Shoemaker. And usually when that happens, it means that I think hitter's out on the front foot full a little bit, and he's kind of dragging the bat through and not really driving the ball instead of getting just pop-ups or just weak fly balls.
Greg Mahle is the left-hander. We have not seen him in this series. Right there, 1-2. Shoemaker working quickly. Curveball that kind of hung on the inside part of the plate.
A bit more confidence in Shoemaker, maybe thinking with the bullpen activity, his day is soon to come to a close. Low 90s with a pitch count, and that usually means bullpen time.
Angels got a couple of arms thrown in the bullpen. Fernando Rodriguez looks like he's ready out in the A's bullpen. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So a good inning for Shoemaker. He picks up his 5th strikeout. 7th inning coming up. 2-0 Angels lead.
In California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
2-0 the Angels lead the A's. It's the 7th inning. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So the A's will go to Fernando Rodriguez. It's been a while for Fernando Rodriguez. He last pitched on Friday. Inning in 2/3 up in Seattle.
And he relieved, came in for Surkamp. We got the big double play with Cruz, 1st and 3rd, and the A's went on to win that game. Tied 2-2. The home run by Cogner in the 9th inning.
Gentry skies one toward the line in right where Reddick is there. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. So 1 away for Trout.
Now batting.
Big afternoon for Trout.
Mike Trout.
First inning, a fly ball to right field. Then in the third, single, stolen base, run score. In the fifth, a double and a run score. Inside corner strike. For the series, Trout is 3 for 10 with a homer, a couple of RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Good swing there, fouls it back. So today it's the Trout Calhoun show. Cole Calhoun has two out RBI hits. Something about those 2 out hits.
I was just going to say, not only are RBIs great, but the 2 out RBIs, and you think you've gotten out of the inning, and next thing you know, a guy who's the only lefty in the lineup, it's a job done.
So Trout strikes out. He's 2 for 4. Trout's made quite an impact in today's game, though.
There's the base hit, stolen base. Third on the wild pitch. Then double, a hustle double, and of course then robbed Alonso with the ball slicing to left center, tracked it down.
Speed well used. First pitch, a little high to Pujols. A walk, a strikeout, and a fly ball to right field for Albert Pujols. He is 2 for 8 in the series. Pujols still looking for his first home run this year. 560 in his career. In the air to center. Burns shading his eyes. And that'll do it. So a 3 up, 3 down inning for Rodriguez. 7th inning stretch from the Coliseum. 2-0 Angels.
Presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Hey, make sure you join us Friday. The A's will continue this homestand and start a 3-game set against the Kansas City Royals. It'll be Rich Hill and Edison Volquez in Game 1. Coverage begins at 6:30 with A's pregame live. Get complete A's coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNCalifornia.com. The home of A's baseball is CSN. So Edison Volquez and Rich Hill. That's your matchup. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Greg Mahle comes in, left-hander. Mahle's just 22 years old. A little bit of everything from the lefty, and you notice that on the first pitch. And we got ourselves a major league debut. All right.
Well, at least he didn't hit his first batter.
No.
Well, the first one was just a show. That was a sidearm. Then he's back up over the top.
And Calhoun caught it. Calhoun caught it. He went into a slide, and I think he actually caught it while he was in the slide. A sensational play by Cole Calhoun down the right field line in foul territory.
Well, we talked about at the beginning of the series winning his first Gold Glove in right field, and you can tell why, because that's a very, very strong wall. But you're right, got it as it went into the slide, then popped up, saw where he was, saw the warning track, and into the shadows. And a play, what a play. As Jed Lowry couldn't believe it.
Now, Lowry was hitting for Coughlin. So 1 out, and the first pitch to Butler is a strike.
You see, they kind of peeked to see where he was because he knows the wall is very quickly on him once he hits the warning track. But this young pitcher's got to be saying, "This is what it's like with defense in the big leagues." Huh?
Yeah. Mahle went to the University of California, Santa Barbara. Calhoun will try to do it again. Greg Mahle hoping to become a fixture in this Angels bullpen. Facing the veteran Billy Butler. Well, if you're a left-hander, you got a chance, and then it looks like he's a little funky with that delivery. Strike 3 call. One on the inside corner. Must get the feeling that's one of those, I have not seen this guy before. Well, I don't know what's coming.
It showed 85 on the velocity. It seemed about 105. Dropped down and paid it inside.
Now batting first base,
really slider.
17,
Butler coming in, and Chris Cuccione with the high strike, the outside corner strike. That was a slider up and in, and at the 85. But boy, what a delivery! And he's funky because he's down under even to right-handers and over the top the same way.
Alonso goes after the first pitch, bounces towards second, and Greg Mahle in his major league debut has a 3-up, 3-down inning with a little help from Cole Calhoun. Nothing. It's the 8th inning. Fernando Rodriguez stays out there. It'll be Crone, Calhoun, and Simmons here in the 8th. Hayes' bullpen is quiet. I laugh. There's action in the Angels bullpen. It's Cliff Pennington, and he's just warming up. Jed Lowry stays in at second base. Pennington's been down there warming up for a while. C.J. Crone has been hit by a pitch. He has hit a fly ball to right field, and he has walked. So would you agree with me, Ray, if I said C.J. Crone in this series has had 2 walks that have killed the A's?
Exactly. Agree 100%.
And they just extended an inning is what they basically did.
Too late. Umpire does not have to grant time, especially if a hitter calls it that late. Which he only did as Fernando was about ready to deliver.
So 3-1 the count to Crone. Angels with their runs in the 3rd and the 5th, both coming on 2-out hits. More action for Reddick, 1 out.
Take advantage of one of the best ticket deals in town with Rapid Deal Days presented by Baltimore. $5 tickets are available for select home games with this one-of-a-kind promotion. Visit athletics.com/Bart today because these tickets will not last. See the Bart train today and coming in from left field. It was Bartable.
Yep. Pretty good access to the Coliseum. Drops you off right in center field. Pretty much connected to the ballpark.
That's right. Got the ramp right across.
Calhoun swinging at the first pitch. Skies one into the seats.
He won't do anything now. There's nobody on base. Plus, he's a right-handed hitter. He'll go back to his normal swing hard. But he's a good player, and he's shown both sides of the ball to be very good. That's why Mike Scioscia, you get all the right-handers in the lineup. And there's Calhoun.
Oh, Calhoun, a difference maker on defense with the Gold Glove now. Behind in the count, 0-2. Shoots that one toward left. A long run for Coco. Can't get it.
Amazing. That ball was away from him. It was high. It was ball 1. Turned it into a double.
So a big day for Calhoun.
Yeah, this location. I mean, that's a reach. Yet he did not slice it enough to go foul. Coco looked like he was closing in on it, and right at the last instant just pulled back, and it's going to be a double regardless.
Angels have 8 doubles in this series. There's Andrelton Simmons. Shoots one foul. Simmons is 0 for 3. Overall in this series, he's 2 for 11. And we will see a lot of Simmons over the years. Saw him in one interleague series when he was with the Braves. still a young player, just 26 years old. Remember, the Braves gave him a very long contract, and he's right in the middle of that contract. He's in the 3rd year of a 7-year deal that he received with the Braves. It's a 7-year, $58 million contract. So maybe that's another thing that maybe made him attractive to the Angels. He's under contract till 2020.
Now, I don't know the state income tax in the state of Georgia, but in California, we know it's up there. And I know when Josh Hamilton went from the Angels to the Rangers, they saved a lot of money.
Sure. Shoots it into center field. It's a hit. Burns cannot pick it up clean. Calhoun will come in to score, and it's 3-0.
Well, another 2-strike hit. Wow.
So Simmons gets the RBI, and that is his 2nd run batted in this year.
2-strike, little quick pitch by Fernando. Ball left up in the zone. He's able just to hit it up the middle, Billy, thinking Calhoun's going. Tough when you charge, and so Marcus Simeon with the White Sox charge a ball that took a hop he couldn't handle, and same with Billy Burns, hoping to get to the ball and possibly throw out Calhoun, at least make an attempt.
So still only 1 out. Here's Carlos Perez. Simmons not a real big base stealer. Burns gets back there for the 2nd out. And Giovatello hits for the 4th time. Giovatello's got a walk, a fly ball to right, and a fly ball to center.
Remember what you were talking about last night? The A's need those big hits. Well, the Angels had them today.
Yep.
Calhoun with the 2 and 2 outs, and then Calhoun gets an 0-2 fastball out of the strike zone, turns it into a double, and then Simmons with 2 strikes brings him in.
And if you're getting good pitching, you only need 1 or 2 clutch hits in a game. First pitch strike to Giovatello.
Well, when you're struggling offensively, every run you allow makes it that much more difficult to come back. 2-0, okay. Now it's 3-0. Like so should go into another reliever in the 8th and probably Street in the 9th if it stays. Well, Street has not thrown a lot of pitches in the first 2 games, getting the 2 saves, just 1 out on Monday, 3 last night.
Fernando Salas is warming up for the Angels. He's been down there a while, so he's ready to go. Three runs on 7 hits now for the Angels. A's with just 1 hit. Vogt should have a shot at it, and he does. Side retired. A double by Calhoun, a single by Simmons. 3-0 Angels as we go to the bottom of the 8th. This game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 3-7-1 for the Angels, and for the A's, just one hit. It was a second inning single by Danny Valencia. So, good pitching today against the Athletics. Mike Trout's got a couple of hits. Cole Calhoun has done the damage. 3 hits and 2 RBI singles. Surkamp, a lot of pitches today. So the A's trying to get the offense rolling. They're running out of time in this series. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So Fernando Salas, who pitched on Monday night, pitched an inning and a third. Did not give up any runs. For Marcus Simeon to lead things off. High strike call. So Cliff Pennington was warming up, and he had a good reason. So he's now in the game at second base. Slider down and away to Simeon, who has popped out to second, and he has walked. Eight consecutive A's hitters have been retired. Hit well to left field, and that baby's gone, and Simeon has homered again, and the A's are on the board.
Butch Hobson, 30. He's had some very good swings starting Sunday, last night, this afternoon, and that did not need help. And boy, that's the big run the Angels got in the top of the inning. Fastball, just reacted very quickly on a fastball coming about belt high. He may be with Reddick at courtside. He likes basketball also, but this afternoon, another great swing by Marcus Simeon. A walk and now a solo home run.
So maybe that'll start something for the Athletics. As now it's the top of the order. Burns, Crisp, and Reddick against Fernando Salas. Double action in the Angels bullpen. Rasmus and Alvarez. So Mike Scioscia not going to mess around here. Pennington hustling out. Simmons is there, and the former Gold Glover grabs it. So Billy Burns, a quiet afternoon offensively. He's 0 for 4.
Mike Scioscia going to lefty. Turn Coco around, but for Billy Burns, 1 ball on the ground on the first at bat, 3 fly balls, and as we have talked, hit the ball on the ground, use the speed. Only once did he do that with the ground ball to short.
So Alvarez coming in to face Crisp and then Reddick. Coliseum. And this Friday night, the world champion Royals are in town. You get a ticket and a value deck behind home plate. You're going to get authentic A's fan sunglasses, a cheer card, and a $6 food and drink voucher, all for one great price. The best deal in Bay Area baseball is CSN's Authentic Fan Friday. So that area right there, it'll be full on Friday night. So the new pitcher is Jose Alvarez. Coco Crisp will hit from the right side. Alvarez did a good job on Monday night, an inning and 2/3. So his 5th appearance, he has not allowed a run yet, just a couple of hits. So off to a good start out of the bullpen. So the other lefty, Greg Mahle, make his major league debut.
Really, Mike Socha today trying to do what a lot of clubs would do: 6 innings for the starter, approaches 100 pitches, and inning apiece, or at least work the bullpen to try to finish off the last 3 innings.
Crisp today, a strikeout, and then he reached on an error and grounded out. 3 for 5 in his career against Alvarez. Swing and a miss on a pitch that may have been out of the strike zone.
Coco thinking about pulling a pitch that he couldn't reach. The hips just open enough that he could not reach the outside fastball.
Could be playable. Calhoun shading his eyes, and he makes the catch. Two outs here in the 8th after the Simeon home run. And now Reddick will bat. So lefty on lefty for Reddick.
Right fielder, number 22, Josh Reddick.
Joe Smith. Reddick is 0 for 3 today. He's 3 for 10 in the series. Mariners still leading the Rangers 2-1, 7th inning. Up at Safeco. Reddick in the air, playable for Gentry. Side retired. Marcus Simeon's home run gets the A's on the board. So 9th inning coming up. It's now the Angels 3 and the A's 1.
Yesterday's Honda Player of the Game. Well, Calhoun, Gold Glove winner from 2015 this afternoon. The A's killer twice coming through with run-scoring singles. Exact same location as he served them out at left center field. And then he made the defensive play of the game. Ball into foul territory. Took a look to see how close he was. The warning track of the wall. Went in the slide. Came up with an outstanding play, robbing Jet Lowry of another opportunity to swing the bat. But Calhoun, the player of the game. He's done a tremendous job on both sides.
New pitcher for the A's, Liam Hendricks. So Hendricks, the fourth pitcher of the afternoon for the A's. He's making his fourth appearance. Facing the top of the order. Shallow right, but Reddick's got a beat on it. So Escobar's retired. He's 1 for 4 now with a double and a walk. We'll see who starts warming up out in that Angels bullpen.
Number 3, Craig Gentry.
Joe Smith was warming up. Well, Stephen Vogt leading off. Who knows? Maybe Alvarez starts the inning. Lefty on lefty. That's a possibility.
Biggest thing, if Mike Scioscia stays away from his closer, Houston Street, who would have been throwing in 3 consecutive games, even though his face 4 batters, 4 easy outs, and picking up the 2 saves. But it is a day game after a night game, and Mike Scioscia has other options. So we shall see what he does.
Well, if Street was going to be used, he would probably be getting up soon to pitch, and
that's a good point.
I've not seen him move.
He is sitting. You're right.
Craig Gentry looking for his first hit. Gentry is 0 for 4. A couple of ground outs and a couple of fly balls to right field.
And Steven getting another one. Foul ball direct hit for Stephen Vogt off his former teammate Craig Gentry. The fastball and the mask of the arm, and it's almost like he knew that was going to happen.
Simeon quickly to first, not in time.
That's the Craig Gentry we know. Marcus Simeon did as much as he could, but I think that Gentry does so well. It kind of glides through the bag. He keeps low to the ground and
number 27
just barely beat it. They were going to check it momentarily, but not worth checking.
Hit number 8 for the Angels, and it gets Mike Trout in at bat with a runner at first. Keep an eye on Gentry. He's got a big lead. One bounce up into the seats. Trout with a couple of hits and a couple of runs scored today, a single and a double. Also made a very nice play in the outfield. So 0-2. Trout got a pitch on the inner half there, fouled it straight back. Pujols waiting in the on-deck circle. In the bottom of the ninth, the A's will have, as we mentioned, Vogt, then Valencia and Lowry, the 3 scheduled hitters. Close pitch. Some people thought it was a strike.
C.J. Cron would have thought it was a strike. It probably would have been. That pitch has been called all day for a strike. And Stephen Vogt saying, why not now? That was a big strike, big pitch. Didn't get the call.
Ball hit somebody. I think
Gentry.
it was Gentry. The pickoff attempt at first, it had good velocity. Defense pretty straight up for Trout. And another close play. Well, Hendricks, he has a very quick move.
And very close. And barely got in.
Extremely close. So 1-2 the count to Mike Trout. And he hits a soft line drive over the head of Simeon for a hit. Third hit of the afternoon for Mike Trout.
You know, when a hitter gets a hit after you think you've struck him out, then you're
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're really upset. And pretty good pitch off speed, and Trout just serves it out to left field. He ends up swinging at a pitch considerably lower than the one he took that was called a ball by Chris Guccione.
So Joe Smith now gets up in the Angels bullpen. He warmed up a little bit last half inning. A little bit low on the first pitch to Albert Pujols, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. That walk came back in the first inning. High fastball, and Pujols had a full swing. 1-1 the count, 94 miles an hour from Liam Hendricks. Fernando Rodriguez went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, a run, no walks with a strikeout. Squirts away from Vogt. Runners will move up.
Might be just enough to intentionally walk him now.
Maybe. Crone is the on-deck hitter. So Pujols steps back in. We'll see how Hendricks goes at him now. Infield comes in. Never fun with Albert Pujols at the plate. Taps it to Valencia, but well foul. So now 2-2. Hendricks needs a strikeout. Pujols did strike out in the third inning. Taps this one over the mound, and it somehow gets into center field, and it's going to knock home 2 runs as Gentry scores. Trout right behind him. So a 2-run single for Albert Pujols. So that makes it a 5-1 game. Just a bouncer. And once that infield comes in, and you know, right, if the infield's back, it's a double play.
Yeah. And that's the wild pitch, putting the runners in scoring position, both, and then the infield having to come in. So really the key is for a hitter to make contact. Anything can happen, and it happens very well, very nicely for the Angels.
So a meeting on the mound.
Your attention, please, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
Pujols with a
Running for Albert Pujols.
big hit last night,
G-Man Choi.
and a big hit here. So with that 2-run single, Albert Pujols just passed Frank Thomas on the all-time RBI list with 1,705. So in the last 2 nights, he passed Reggie Jackson and Frank Thomas. So congratulations on Albert Pujols moving up on that list. And that one's going to flare into center for a hit. So C.J. Cron has it. That's 4 straight singles off Liam Hendriks. That's Choi, G-Man Choi, who came in to pinch run for Pujols after the RBI hit. Well, this is a trip to the mound that Bob Melvin probably didn't think he'd have to make and doesn't want to make, but he's got to do it. Zepchinski's going to come in. So Liam Hendriks gets the first out in this inning and then 4 consecutive singles, and the Angels lead 5-1. At the Staples Center, that is the first round matchup, Stanley Cup playoffs. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. with Sharks pregame live. That's the rest of that schedule for the first round series. So Thursday and Saturday will be down in Los Angeles, games 1 and 2, and then Monday and Wednesday back at the Shark Tank for games 3 and 4. So you will see all of those games in the first round on CSN California. Here's Cole Calhoun facing Zepchinski. Check swing, but he went around. So Mark Zepchinski in for appearance number 4. So Escobar flied out, but then Gentry, Trout, Pujols, Cron, 4 straight base hits. Vogt scoops that one up. Right now Choi is at second, Cron is at first. Calhoun is 3 for 4. Having a big game. 2 singles, a double, 2 RBIs, and a run score.
And from his standpoint, getting the opportunity to play against a left-hander to start the game, which more likely is going to, just defense alone, he's had a big game. So Mike Scioscia put him in, and he proved to be a good move for his manager.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Good pitch by Zepchinski. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth.
A hard breaking ball in full, the left-hander. Big sweeping breaking ball.
Number 2, Andrelton Simmons.
Pretty good pitch with 2 strikes. So here's Andrelton Simmons. Simmons is 1 for 4. That one dribbled up the third base line but foul. Simmons knocked in a run in the 8th inning with a base hit. That made it a 3-1 game. So he made it a 3-0 game. Then Simeon with the home run to make it 3-1. Pujols with the 2-run single to make it 5-1. It's been Serkant, Dahl, Rodriguez, Hendricks, and Sepchinski. Rounded hard, but right to Alonso. Side retired. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Angels. So last opportunity for the A's. They got work to do. They trail 5-1. So the final game of this series, A's trying not to get swept, but right now the Angels are 3 outs away from doing just that. They lead 5-1. Quiet day offensively for the A's. Their only run was Simeon's home run last inning. Alvarez, the left-hander, stays out there to be Vogt, Valencia, and Lowry. Joe Smith warming up out in the bullpen, the right-hander. First pitch to Vogt is in for a strike. Vogt has struck out and then hit a fly ball to center field, followed by a fly ball in the left field. Swing and a miss, 0-2. A's will have an off day tomorrow. And then the Kansas City Royals in town for the weekend.
They might be looking forward to the off day. 10 straight.
Yep.
And not want to even think about this series and possibly being swept by the Yankees in their home park. Looking to see 3 or 4 to the White Sox.
So Vogt is retired by Alvarez. So the lefty-lefty matchup goes to the Angels, and Mike Scioscia's coming out. He's going to bring in Joe Smith. So we'll take a break. 5-1 Angels lead. 2 outs away from a win.
Friday family pack. You get 4 Plaza level tickets, 4 Coliseum hot dogs, 4 medium sodas, and 4 bags of peanuts, and it's just $60 at every Friday home game. Buy now at athletics.com/family pack, subject to availability.
So Danny Valencia steps in to hit. He's need a whole bunch of base runners. Joe Smith, the sidewinding right-hander, comes in. Lowry is the on-deck hitter.
So should the Angels trying to win this game, but remember Joe Smith came in on Monday night in a 4-0 game and gave up a run, tying run the on-deck circle. The Houston streak came in. So Smith not able to finish that off, and probably a little disappointing for him. So Mike Scioscia puts him back in this afternoon's game. Alvarez was in line for a save if he finished the game.
And that one rolled into center field for a hit for Valencia. He's 2 for 4. So just the 3rd hit for the A's.
Left it up and off speed, and for Joe Smith, usually pitches are not up. They're usually down in the zone.
Lowry.
So Lowry hits for the 2nd time. He pinch hit for Coughlin in the 7th. He was robbed. Well, he was robbed of another chance. He had a high fly ball, foul territory down the right field line. Calhoun made a very nice play on. One hit foul just down to our left. Rangers and the Mariners are now tied 2-2 in the 9th inning. DeShields hit a home run to tie up that game.
Cishek? No?
I don't think so.
No.
I think he hit it in the 8th inning.
Okay. That wouldn't have been good if it had been Cishek. Cishek could be coming in a tie game, though, I would think, depending how much he's pitched.
1-2 pitch is hit in the air to shallow center. And Trout has it. So 2 outs here in the 9th inning. So the Royals will be here this weekend. And Ray, they have a night game tonight in Houston, and they have a night game tomorrow night in Houston. So they will have a late arrival into the Bay Area Friday morning.
When you're world champions, they have the schedule fit perfectly for you. They started the season with 3 off days in the first week.
They had the weird start. Royals are 5-2 going into their matchup tonight in Houston. So Valencia to second base. Billy Butler looking for his first hit today. Swing and a miss. There's that sinker.
That's the nasty one. Not only going down, but going in to the back foot.
Shot back to Smith. He got a glove on it. Now he hustles after it, but it's picked up by Pennington, who throws him out, and that's how the ball game ends. So Butler hit a smash right up the middle. And a nice play by Pennington, and a very difficult series for the Athletics comes to an end as they lose it 5-1. It took 3 hours and 3 minutes in front of 11,216. The final game of this series goes to the Angels. Once again, the final score: Angels 5 and the Athletics 1. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on CSN California, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Brody Brazil and Shooty Babbitt starts right now.